Welcome to the video lecture for section 3.4. In this section, we'll learn about the verbs tener, to have, and venir, to come. So if you look at the conjugations here, straightforward, tener is an ER verb and venir is an IR verb, but they all have their unique forms for every subject. If you look here, the yo form for both of them is different in that you take off the ending, so the ER or the IR, and then add a GO. So the yo form of tener would be tengo, and the yo form of venir would be vengo. In the two él, ella, usted, or ellos, ellas, ustedes form, the endings are the same as a regular ER verb or regular IR verb. The only difference is that the first E in both of them changes to an IE. So instead of tienes, it would be tienes. Or instead of usted viene, it's usted viene. And then finally, the nosotros form is the easiest in that it's exactly the same as a regular ER verb for tener and a regular IR verb for venir. So as you can see here, tener, take off the ER for the yo form and add a go, so tengo and vengo. Tú, usted, and ustedes, ellos, ellas, él, ella is a regular ending for ER verbs and IR verbs. The only difference is that the first E changes to an IE, tienes, vienes, tiene, viene, tienen, vienen. And then the nosotros form is just like a regular ER or IR verb. Just remember that ER verbs end in hemos and IR verbs end in imos. So tenemos and venimos. Tener is an extremely useful verb in that it can be used to express a variety of different expressions here. So here's a list of some common expressions with tener. Tener 10 años, tener 20 años, tener 50 años, to be 10 years old, to be 20 years old, to be 50 years old. So for example, tú tienes 30 años, or ¿cuántos años tienes? How old are you? Tener calor and tener frío, to be hot or to be cold. Tengo frío, tengo calor. Tener cuidado, to be careful. Es necesario tener cuidado. It's necessary to be careful. Tener hambre or tener sed over here, to be hungry or to be thirsty. Tú tienes hambre, tú tienes sed. Tener miedo de, to be scared of. So if you just wanted to say, I'm scared, tengo miedo. If you wanted to say what you're scared of, tengo miedo de los osos, tengo miedo de los fantasmas, I'm scared of bears, I'm scared of ghosts. To be in a hurry, tengo prisa. Tener razón and no tener razón, to be right and to be wrong. Tienes razón, no tienes razón. And then finally, tener sueño, to be sleepy, and then tener suerte, to be lucky. Some other expressions are tener que, to express something that you have to do. Tengo que estudiar, I have to study. ¿Qué tienes que estudiar? What do you have to study? Yo tengo que dormir, I have to sleep. And then also tener ganas de, to feel like doing something. Tengo ganas de comer, tengo ganas de bailar, tengo ganas de dormir. I feel like eating, I feel like dancing, I feel like sleeping. For venir, it's a little tricky. And the main thing in venir is the verb to come in English, and it's different from the English to go, which in Spanish is ir. So if you think of it, venir is when someone is coming to the speaker. So it's someone coming to you rather than the speaker going to somewhere else. So for example, they come to my house, vienen a mi casa. They are coming to my house, rather than I going somewhere. Or my parents are coming to Texas. Mis padres vienen a Texas. My parents are coming from somewhere else to me rather than going from somewhere else. Now, if it were the parent speaking, they would use ir, nosotros vamos, but we'll learn about the verb ir in the next chapter. So mainly, venir is when someone or something is coming to where the speaker is. So in terms of the homework, the first assignment is mainly using tener or venir in context here. So the first one, ¿a qué hora blank ustedes al estadio? At what time are you? The only logical one would be coming, venir. So it's them coming to the speaker who are at the stadium. So the conjugation of venir for ustedes is vienen. Make sure you remember the stem change, EI or IE, vienen. ¿A qué hora vienen ustedes al estadio? Or number two, blank, tú a la universidad en autobús. Blank, you to the university in a bus. The only logical one would be venir, to come. So vienes tú a la universidad en autobús. And then finally, three, nosotros blank, una prueba de psicología mañana. We, the only one logical is to have a test, a psychology test tomorrow. So nosotros tenemos una prueba de psicología mañana. For the next one, all you have to do is match the tener expressions with a logical number down here. For example, mis sobrinos blank del perro de mis abuelos. My nephews blank of my grandparents' dog. The only one that really would work would tener miedo, to be scared of, especially since you have the de right there. So the only logical one would be mis sobrinos tienen miedo del perro de mis abuelos. Tienen. And the number two, necesitas blank con la computadora portátil. So you have to blank with the laptop. Now, I'm guessing the only logical one here would be tener cuidado, to be careful. You have to be careful with the laptop. So, necesitas tener cuidado con la computadora portátil. And notice, since necesitar is already conjugated, the tener would just be in its infinitive form. Necesitas tener cuidado.